Grand Rising. How's everybody doing? Hey, Essence Joy. Hey, Miss Brenda. Hey, All Things with a K. We're finna whip up some quick peach cobbler. Super quick. I'm probably missing all the steps and all of the things, but that's what we're doing. Hold on one second. I'm live, honey. I said I'm live. You need me? What you make love? Nothing. I was talking to the live, honey. One of your faves, Essence Joy. Casey, seriously. Hi, Lynette. I'm making peach cobbler.
Look at that. Put that on your live.
Huh?
I said, look at that. Put that on your live.
Oh.
Never mind. No,
Bring it on over here.
I was just joking.
I was going to put it up there. Keep playing. Keep playing.
You can put it on there after I leave out of here.
Not after you leave out of here.
Yeah, I'm finna go do my real drag.
Okay.
After I give me a toddy.
Happy belated birthday, Miss Ethel. Put you to the side. And should have used this one. I don't want to use this. Alright. What are you making? Okay. It's the best ever peach cobbler in the nation. Are you making the best ever peach cobbler in the nation? I think I am, Miss Ethel. Shamika told me she'll pay for shipping. Yes, happy 62nd birthday, Miss Ethel. Welcome in. Hey, Shamika. Miss Ethel says she doesn't hear anybody. Does anybody else hear me? If so, if you guys can hear me, y'all let Miss Ethel know. Type in the comments for me, please. Let Miss Ethel know that she'll may have to go out and come back in. There you go, baby. You ready for it to get seen now?
Yeah, you can see it.
So that's what time I'm showing y'all some barbecue.
Why you got to say it like that, man? Like I just...
Thank you, Kay. Alright. So, I don't know. This is not my original recipe. This is one that I kind of took inspiration from, who was it? Cooking with T.Y. Tobias Young. He's on YouTube also. With some of the flavorings. I don't have some of the stuff that he uses on a regular basis. So I'm going to just use what I have and we're going to make it work.
Okay
then. It just gives it a little bit of a different flavor, but it's not that big of a deal. So what I've done is I've taken 3 cans of 3 15-ounce cans. I tried to write out the instructions, or should I say the measurements, so that I can share them with you guys. I just kind of eyeball it. But what I did is I took 3 cans of peaches and I drained them. I hate when my peaches have a little stuff on them. I don't mind imperfections, but sometimes it's like the little hard, uh, clingy part, and I don't be wanting that in people's peach cobbler. Okay, so I took the 3 cans, drained them. They're in the pot. This is the 4th can that I've chopped kind of small, and we're gonna add those to the pot as well. Now that I have those in there, I'm gonna add in 1 cup of the juice that I reserved. So you got the 3 cups and then the 1 cup. Oh, y'all can't see that. And then the 1 cup of juice. You remember I drained the juice off. So that's that 1 cup that's going back in. Yes, I hear her. Must share the recipe. Please and thank you in my Rachel's voice. Okay. um, oh, hold on. Let me start my rotel. It's over here bubbling away. If I can get this in there without dropping it. We got a little bit of rotel here. Calm back down. All right. I'm gonna add in just a pinch of some salt and nutmeg and vanilla flavorings. This is just a pinch, not much, just a little bit to bring that sweetness down just a little bit. We're gonna go in with a 1/2 cup of sugar, brown sugar, and then we're gonna go in with a 1/2 cup of 1/4, 1/2, 1/3. Y'all know I don't cook much. I don't even be knowing what the measurements are on the spoon. My spoons, the measurements are on the marking, should I say. And I don't be knowing. So this should be a 1/3, this should be a 1/4, and this should be a 1/2. And we're going with a 1/2 of cup of sugar, regular granulated sugar. A little bit more than a 1/2. Home due to the holidays also. Then we're going to go in with 1/2 of the granulated. We're going to put this on to simmer for just a second before we add in our vanilla. His recipe calls for vanilla and for caramel flavoring. I don't have any caramel flavoring, so we're just going to do the vanilla. And I don't have much sugar or flour or any of that stuff because I don't cook with any of that. Salt, sugar, brown sugar, peaches. I think that's it. And the 1 cup. All right, so we're going to put this on to simmer for just a minute while we get our pan together, and then we're going to get our batter together. give this a little bit of a stir. So that was just 1 cup of the juice for 1 cup of our peaches. The peaches, a little bit of seasoning, and then that's it. And says, I'm going to have her going home and cooking today. What? Yeah, it's a little impromptu. But we're putting a couple of, well, should I say the husband is putting some things on the grill. The kid came over, one of the kids came over and put some sides together. And then other than that, it's not a lot going on, but that's pretty much it. Let's cube this off a little bit so we can get it to melt in this pan a little faster. I think the key to the perfect peach cobbler, or the best peach cobbler, is the little ceramic pan. I've done it before in like other pans. It'd be alright. It turned out good, but and I think T.Y. said that on his video. It helps it kind of crisp up some, in my opinion. So that's 1 stick of unsalted butter. Now we're going to put this in the oven and let it start to melt. It's going to make our pan getting hot and we'll be ready to go. Don't do that. You're going to make the whole shit fall. I mean, the whole thing fall.
Oh, Lord.
If you want to get on camera, I'll give it
I
to
do
you.
not, baby. Not.
But I did exactly. You make me no more interested in that dog on camera. He just mess with my stuff. Make it fall if you want to. Y'all won't have no peach cobbler. That's all I can tell you. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. All right. So, our ceramic, old-fashioned ceramic pan, we just gotta have a stick of butter in there, and we'll put it in the oven. That is preheating at 350. While I'm over here, I'll give my peaches another stir. Let them get doing their thing. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our batter started. By the time our batter is done, then we should be well on our way to being able to start combining this. Hey, Queen in Indiana, how are you? Welcome in. I'm supposed to be making peach cobbler, Queen. We shall see how this goes. So for my batter, we're doing a cup of flour, a cup of sugar. If you have all-purpose flour, don't forget your baking powder. I always want to say baking soda. Baking powder and your salt. And this ain't no kind of special anything. Like I say, I don't eat a lot of flours and sugars and all that kind of stuff. So we don't readily have these kinds of things in our, what do you call it? In our containers. And I know I should have sifted that, but you can sift yours if you like. I'm going to use a whisk and combine it all in a minute. So it's not, it'll smooth out then. You're over making one of my favorite things to eat. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Rose. Hey, Queen. Welcome in, you guys. I apologize for the angle. It's not the best. I don't know how to fix you guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see still. I'll lift you up, and then that's gonna make it worse. If I get you closer, well, maybe here. Is that a little bit better? Maybe. A little bit better. Now my head is in the way. All right, so we got our flour. We'll do a cup of sugar. That's all-purpose flour, so let me put my stuff in here before I forgot. I think it's like 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt or something like that. Yeah. Of kosher salt, and then like 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Just stopped by to drop off my light. Thank you, Susan. This is 1/4 of our salt. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have my peaches on relatively low. I think they're on like a medium. Just trying to get them to start combining and cooking up. I need to get some more of this. This is craziness. There's a little bit of that. Hopefully that's enough. But yeah, I'll put the recipe out. And like I say, it's not my recipe, so. And what else? I want some sugar. A cup of sugar. I think I'm out of sugar. Let me go do that. And there's our sugar. So 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of flour, and 1 cup of butter. That is what your batter consists of. If you're using all-purpose, then you want to make sure you add your baking soda or baking powder and your salt. Alright, we're going to start whisking this a little bit to kind of combine them, especially since I was digging in that baking powder. So I'm just trying to combine them a little bit. I don't want to really overwork it, but I do need them to make sure they're combined. So I want to make sure I'm breaking up any little pieces of powder I see, the baking powder. But if you use a sifter like you're supposed to, then you don't have to really worry about this. But I'm calling myself going fast, y'all. So I have to do a little bit more work when you don't get out your actual necessary tools. So everything looks a bit combined there. Let me go over and give this a stir. Give our peaches a stir. I'll bring you guys over in just a second. Yep, we're getting a light simmer. All right. Let me see if I can bring you guys over. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. We shall see. What are we cooking? Hey, bundles of blessings. We're supposed to be making a peach cobbler. Supposed to be. Oh, what the heck? Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to get my... so you can actually see what's going on. So our peaches are starting to simmer just slightly until I just stirred it a second ago. So they're simmering. So what I'm going to do now is add in a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and some vanilla flavor. I'll put how much of each I'm putting in, but that's just a little bit of nutmeg. I don't like mine too nutmeggy. Oh, shoot. And since I only will have one hand, we're just going to pour out some of our vanilla. That should be about a tablespoon or 2. And we're going to put just a little bit of cinnamon in here. And we're going to let this come back to a quick simmer. And then I'm going to turn it off and let it rest for a while I get my batter together. Save me a little corner of crust and juice. Are you another one that likes desserts, but you don't like the actual fruit in it? A lot of people are liking banana pudding, but don't want the bananas. They want the peach cobbler, but they don't want the actual peaches. I be like, what y'all got going on? I get it. I get it. We like what we like. Looks great already. Thank you, ma'am. So we got a little bit of cinnamon in there. We got a little bit of nutmeg, not too much, because your nutmeg will make it a little bit more of an earthy taste, if you know. But it just depends on your personal preference. So we got those doing that. We're gonna let that simmer for just a second. We'll come back up to a quick simmer, and then we're gonna turn it off and let it rest while I get my batter together. The only other thing we need to add into this is our milk. And we also need to get our pan out of the oven in just a second once that butter, unsalted butter, has melted. And it has melted. When you're working with your sugar and your brown sugar and your vanilla extract, any type of extract, you want to make sure that you cook it low and slow. You don't want, if you cook sugar too fast or vanilla extract too fast, it's going to make it really bitter. So you don't want any of that going on. So make sure you cook it low. If you're watching it, then you can, cook it a little higher. But you have to just really stay there and pay attention. Since I'm on the other side of the room playing with batter and all kind of stuff, I just got it over there on low on a good simmer. Just want to bring the flavors together. The peaches are done. Everything's already ready. But we just want to bring the flavors together. Making sure I don't have any crumbs in there. Not crumbs, but the baking powder chunks. I just like the fruit and the crust, right? I just feel like yours will be very crunchy. Yes, ma'am. That's the best way. Alright, so we got another little simmer happening that quick. And at this point, your house should smell like it should smell like peach cobbler. Like you should smell it at this point. I need to do this rotel again. I may just need to turn this down. I might need to add a splash of milk in there. It's looking real thick. Turn it warm for just a minute. All right, so this is what our flour is looking like. I had to borrow some milk from my daughter. Y'all know we don't have cow milk over here. So I got a little bit of milk. And I'm literally going to pour this milk into this stuff. And I'm going to mix it a very, very light amount. I want the things to combine. But I don't want to really work it and make it bready. The more you work it, it makes it bready. So you want to make sure it's actually combining. You want the lumps out. But you don't want to get the mixing like you're doing a batter for a cake or anything. You just gently go around. You want to make sure you're crunching down any sections that don't look like it's mixed. And once you see most of your lumps gone, then you want to go ahead and stop. It should have the consistency of like a cake batter. Maybe a little thicker, but it should kind of fall off your spoon or off your whisk like a cake batter does. And I hold mine to the side to make sure I don't have any huge hunks or chunks down there at the bottom. But at this point, I'm going to stop messing with it. I wanted to combine the sugars, the flours, all of that kind of stuff with my milk and make a little bit of a glaze. So that's what we got. Smelling like Thanksgiving? Yes, it is. If I have to say so myself, it is. Now, I'm going to need to put this hot pan on my countertop. So let's protect this just a little bit. And now the magic happens, you guys. We're going to get the ladling in our batter. And then we're going to come back with our peaches. And we're going to put it in the oven and let it bake for about 40-45 minutes at about 300 degrees. So let me get this hot pan out. And me personally, I like to take it and make sure I go up my edges. I don't want anything sticking, so I just want to make sure that my butter has touched the sides of my pan. And we're going to put it down. Can you see? Can you see? Yep, if my head ain't in the way. I'm excited. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad you're excited. All right. So we have our peaches over there on the stove. I set them over there to the side. It hadn't quite been 10 minutes, but it'll be okay. The only thing that's really going to happen in this period of time is like it'll thicken up some. But I was kind of light on my peaches anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and proceed without really worrying about it. Now, the fun part, we're going to take this and we're going to layer an even layer of this batter into this dish. We don't really want to mix it with the butter. We just want to literally get an even layer across our pan. So I kind of try to pour in a method to where everybody's getting some, but I'm not really disturbing the butter. I do want my batter to hit the bottom of my pan. So I'm just kind of working it in, making sure I get all my sides. So what's happening is below the surface, my batter is actually going down to the bottom of my dish. The butter is moving around and is allowing that batter to make it to the bottom. So it looks a mess, it really does. But essentially, we just put our batter in. Now what I do is take my peaches and I'm going to come and ladle them in over my batter. And then we're going to let it bake. And the magic is going to happen inside the oven. All right. All right. Let's see. We can use this. And our peaches. Can you see them in there? All right. I think, is this hot? Yes. Shoot. It is. Well, this is pretty good, actually. I was trying to see how well my layering was, but I think we're good to go. I see this needs just a little more, and all I'm doing is using the back of this little spatula thing to kind of drag it across, and I'm literally just moving the batter. It's not really moving, disturbing the butter. The butter kind of redirects around it, but I'm just making sure I'm getting batter up to my edges of my pan. And let me leave that low before I do to mess something up. All right. So y'all see what it's looking like if I get my head out of the way. Yep. Hey everybody, what we're cooking. Hey Sedona, hey Rachel. Not gift baskets, what we doing today. We are making peach cobbler. So I just laid in my batter. I allowed my unsalted butter to melt inside of my ceramic dish. Then we made our batter and put in there. Now we're fitting to ladle in some of our peaches. And the peaches are a mixture of peaches, brown sugar, granulated white sugar. Um, we have, what else do we have in there? Cinnamon, some nutmeg, vanilla flavoring, caramel flavoring if you have it. I've had some with a peach flavor, not peach, pecan flavoring. Are you talking about good? And I've even done it with a peach or pecan crunch to it in my batter, and then use the peach or pecan flavoring. That's pretty yummy also. So what I'm doing here is I'm allowing most of my juice to drain off of my peaches as I'm putting it in there. I do want the peaches, I do want the juice in there, but for the most part, I want to put my own juice in after I get my peaches where I want them. And I'm just making sure I get peaches everywhere and I don't just drop a whole clump like I just did in one place. So we got some Rotel dip over here bubbling beside us. We got some barbecue chicken wings over here, just came off the grill. The husband has baked potatoes out there. He also has, oh, that's way too much right there. He also has ribs out there. There's baked beans with ground beef. There is, trying to think of what else they got out there. I think that's about it. And there's literally nobody coming but like two of the kids. So I'm not really understanding.
She on live, so
Who is that?
Quiz.
Hi, Quiz. They can't see you, but they can hear you.
She said they can't see you, but they can hear you.
It's just a whole bunch of basket making ladies on there. So unless you hiding from the basket ladies, I think you're all right. The basket makers.
Sit down, man. Oh, I gotta get my stuff off my ribs.
All right. And the rest of them,
No. Quiz said he don't know how he be shy. He said he left.
Shay did have her stuff in the fifth.
Yeah, but I told him. But he knew that. He already knew that.
That I heard that. Rachel, she forgot us. Oh wow. Where's my invitation? What's the occasion? It's Veterans Day. Sedona. Other than that, I don't know what the occasion is. And now I'm just gonna ladle in some of my topping. Some of the juice that I didn't put in there. I want to make sure I pay attention to the edges that didn't get a lot of peaches, or areas that got a lot of peaches, because the peaches are going to expand, and it's also going to bring up, it's going to kind of, I won't say dried out. Y'all may see. I'll post a short. So really, the only juice that's in here is what I'm adding, and the little bit that's left from the pieces. It's not even cooking good and it's looking good. Thank you. And this little area back here in the back, that's full of batter, but ain't too many peaches up there. But we're gonna dump some in there, it'll be alright. So that's what we got. Now, I do have a little bit left in the bottom of here. So usually I'll leave this little bit that's left in the pot, put it in a jar, and then after my peach cobbler is done, I'll ladle this across the top. It helps, especially if like we're sitting down to eat. Then I'll take the juices and I'll ladle it across the done peach cobbler, and it helps soak into any of the bread that may not have gotten, or any of the batter that didn't get a lot of juice to it, and it helps really moisten it up and kind of boost up the flavor to it. Some people like to go across here with like cinnamon, or sugar and things like that. We're not the biggest cinnamon fans here, so I won't do that. Although I do have some Celeron cinnamon, I'm gonna add just a little bit of it simply because it's an organic, or excuse me, an alkaline cinnamon. So, hey Kermit, welcome in. Kermit 420. I bet it do. Look at your little Kermit thing. So that's it, and that's all, you guys. We just did a peach cobbler. This is gonna go in the oven at 350 for about 40 to 45 minutes. I love until it browns, and I will put up a post after that. Thank you. Oh no, you're fine. Talk, y'all. This it ain't that type of vibe. No. They can't see y'all, but they hear you. Hey, baby. But yeah, I'll put a post a video or something a little bit later so you guys can see how it looks once it's done. But that's it, and that's all. Let me shoot. That's hot, and that's not okay. Let me put this in the oven. Then I will show you guys what is up there. Oh, chicken. My husband installed on fried chicken. But that's what we got, y'all. And like I say, this area here is way more battery than my other areas. But it'll be okay. What I'm not finna do is take a fork and try to drag it or drop it or any of that. Nah, we ain't finna do that. It'll be fine. If don't nobody eat that little corner back there that's dry, I'll eat it. It'll be okay. So in the oven she goes for 40 to 45 minutes. It is 3:15 here. So we'll check on her again at 4 o'clock. And she should be good to go. So there's that. My husband's barbecue chickens. Let me get out the way so y'all can actually see. Ooh. Now why he got it in his bowl, I don't know. But it's finna come out that bowl. I don't know what he got going on. But the men folk cook. He said his job is to cook. He don't be worrying about all the rest of that stuff. So I'm gonna have to put them in some dishes and all of that to get them out of these doggone bowls. So what are you guys up to today? Is anybody working on baskets? It's not much, just a little bit. We'll swish it around to get as much of our peaches out as possible. And then we end up with a jar of peach cobbler juice. Let's wipe this down, and then we'll put our top on it and set it to the side until the rest of it's done. Oh, this in the dirty clothes. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Looks so good. Yummy. Thank you. Yes, Lord. We're working on getting it there. My big girls are out of school, so my day's been different than usual. Yesterday too. Yes, goodness. Yeah, they're out of school here also. Yes, we're in chat. I'll be right over with my foil and my plate. That's it, y'all. This is what we got left. Just a little bottle of juice left. Let me get these dishes and stuff washed. I'll, like I said, put the recipe on my post. And I'm gonna have to add some stuff to this rotel. I need some help. It's super, super thick. Super thick. I could put some sour cream in there, but I don't think I wanna dampen it like that. I'll put a little few drops of milk in, and I think that should help loosen it some. I need it loosened too much, but I do need to loosen it just a little bit. But that's all I have, you guys. I wanted to come in. I told you all I would come in one day and show you how I was doing the cobbler. So that was the official cobbler of it all. I'll post some pictures later on of what it's looking like once it comes out. And that's all I have for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get off so I can finish preparing. You guys know it's Basket Central over here. And my husband decided today that he wanted to cook and have people over. And I'm like, sir, this house is in complete disarray. We cannot. And it's also like 40 degrees here in Florida. So it's not like we could all be outside. So what ended up happening is we just brought some more tables inside the house. We're going to set up some tables in the living room and just have dinner up there. And not worry about the dining room table. Because I was like, I can't. I'm going to have to move all of this stuff. And then I didn't want to have anything anyway because there's so much stuff over there. You guys know the basket making central of it all. But we only invited basically the kids. So we have 3 of the daughters are here. The son is out of state and he's at work. And then one of the daughters is also at work today. So we just have 3 of the kids coming over. And my mom may or may not stop back over. Her and my aunts took my grandmother to lunch and on a little shopping spree for her birthday. My grandmother's birthday is today. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. She's 83. Or is she 87? She may be 83. I'm not sure. I think she's 87. But they went to the mall and to lunch. So after that, my mom will be stopping back over and hanging out for a bit. So if she's, is that a Talente container? No. These are glass containers that I use for my sea moss. When I was ordering them from my alkaline friend up in New York, I don't use many plastic bowls. I phased out majority of all the plastic in my house. So most of my stuff is glass now. And this was one of the things that started it, these glass jars that he would send my sea moss in. So this is the smaller size of the sea moss that I would get. And then there was another that's way taller. And these jars are, one, expensive, but they are very durable. We can freeze in them. You can, they're really good with temperatures and stuff like that. So that's why I have a lot of these. I probably have 30 of these. That's just how much sea moss I've purchased in this form. And then I graduated to getting the dried sea moss. And now I make my own sea moss gel. So I still use the jars that I got, but I make my own now. Happy birthday to the grand. Thank you. Oh, okay. Those are nice looking. Yes, I use them for my whipped body butter, not food. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's all we got going on. Yeah, no occasion. Hey, everybody. Rachel didn't get her invitation. It is smelling like Thanksgiving. It is. Thank you, guys. We got 19 in and 31 thumbs up. But yeah, guys, that's all I got going on. And like I say, I'm going to get this stuff together and get this put into some containers and all of that before the rest of the people come. My alcoholic beverages just arrived, which is awesome because I've been sober all day. You guys, I really don't drink a lot like that. I don't know why I always make it seem like I'd be so drunk. But, and then my husband is always laughing because he says I only drink things that are like wine coolers. So I was on this Jose Cuervo margarita, the rosé flavored. And now I've switched to the 1800 margarita in the mango flavor. So that is the extent of my drinking. So it's not like I'm over here just down in Crown or whatever. But it always sounds like I'm always down for an adult beverage. And I am, especially if it's a daiquiri or something fruity like that. Yeah. And then I guess because like when my diabetes was uncontrollable, I wasn't able to drink any alcoholic beverages or anything at that point. So once my stuff got under control and now I don't have to take medication, it's all just controlled by my diet and stuff like that, then it seems like a treat to be able to have a beverage every now and then. So what are we cooking? Hey, Miss Sonia, I just made some banana pudding. Banana pudding. My granddaddy was fussing at me about banana pudding because I didn't make him any for his birthday. I just made peach cobbler. So it's in the oven. We got about 30 more minutes for it to cook. And other than that, I'm finna get off. My husband just barbecued some chicken. Get you guys off of here. So the hubby just barbecued some chicken. That doesn't have any stuff on it. And I have some of this stuff here. Where did my spoon go? Oh, hold on. On my way where you live at. I am in Florida. And I want, strangely enough, I have a taste. Probably because I know the fair is here. I want a corn dog so bad. One of those hand battered corn dogs. That's what I want. So we're going to have to go out to the fair and get a corn dog. But we got some hotel going. It's about to be burnt up and scalded. Make sure I keep this stirred a little bit more. I done turned it down to warm now because it was super thick on me there for a minute. I just put a little bit of milk in there. I may add a little bit of sour cream or something. I gotta loosen this up just a little. I don't want to put any more tomatoes in there, but yeah. So that's what we got going on, y'all. Just a whole bunch of foods and all of the things. You need to check that email before I leave Florida. I checked it, Miss Sonia. I sent you a text. I did. Although, after I sent the text, I saw that you said to call, but I didn't call. I had already sent the text. It was late that night, so I didn't know if you were still up or not. So I said, hey, Miss Sonia, I'm sending you a text. And then I said, okay, my bad. I see that you said call you. And I didn't see anything else. But yes, ma'am, I did. I will check again. You didn't see it? I'll call you. I will call you. If nothing else but to say, hey, Miss Sonia, this is S. Marie. And then you can call me back when we get some time. How does that sound? I don't see it. So yeah, let's get this stuff up off of here. Get these dishes washed. These people come in here and bring all the stuff and leave it right here on the counter. You put these dirty bags on my counter. But it's the kiddos. You gotta love them. They're behind being here in a minute washing dishes. And scrubbing these counters down, because that's what I'm gonna tell them. How y'all leave this stuff up here? Is it that way? It is that way. Oh wow, you guys can see all kind of crap up there. All right, guys, let me get off of here. Let me wash dishes. I can't play with y'all all day today. I didn't see it. Top fans. Happy birthday to her. Let's see what it's looking like inside of this oven. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see. It's starting to rise just a little bit. It is filthy in there. It's filthy in there. All All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and wash dishes and turn this off, get my kitchen together, get this stuff ready to be served up before we start losing heat of the day. Thank you all for hanging out. We've been up here 51 minutes. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Veterans Day, your Tuesday. Um, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We'll chat at y'all later. Peace and blessings. Thanks for coming in, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And my apologies for not being more engaged in the chat. I called myself working quickly. Y'all see that was not what actually happened. But definitely come back and check out the pictures. We'll have some pictures up in a couple of minutes. Once it all gets done. All right. Okay. Peace and blessings.